you. I just got back from the funnel. And the funnel was great because it was warm inside the funnel. And we're doing some filming, so it was nice to have a warm spot that wasn't wind whipped from the forward promenade deck, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this is a sculptural piece. And it's only when you get inside it that you realize how extraordinary it is, how beautifully crafted it is. I have not seen drawings of the inside of the funnel. The only way I could figure that out was to get in there with the camera and sketchbook and start making drawings and so on and so forth. Going through the engine room, going through the boiler room, which is still sort of a mystery to me, even though it's basically very logical. You've got 4 big boilers, and then you've got this spaghetti, some of which is carrying steam under extremely high pressure and high temperatures, and to feed through these Westinghouse turbines, and even though it looks overwhelming visually. So my job, I have decided, is to try to make this spaghetti accessible, understandable, to simplify it to the point where you get it, but not to bury you under the information. I'm really excited to be a part of this project. It is an extraordinary icon. It is an extraordinary reminder of where we can be when we put our minds to it. Something like the United States, having this extraordinary form be used again in some way, but maintained as the form it is, as this absolutely recognizable internationally to a certain generation that needs to be passed on as a recognizable form to the next generation and the next generation, it's only sensible. It's just, if you can't get people excited about looking at something by presenting them with something like that ship, it's over. And I don't believe we're there yet. I will do my bit. I will try to make this book as engaging as possible and as illuminating about the achievements that that ship represents. It's a gift. It's an extraordinary gift, and it's one worth trying to ensure for the future. Thank you.
My kids getting shoes, sayonara.
You know I also play the guitar.
Hey!
I'm doing the one about...
Yeah, I know.
Well, he had a passion for that like he had for the United States.
I figured out how to make something with
like that whole era, you have...
This is what they're planning on doing with everything else.
This class is properly, it's mass and momentum, right? No, it's never.
Hi! Good to see you, Tom. I've been meeting.
How she used to do all the calculations on the surfboard. Now she's using different
I've got and all that kind of stuff.
Still got some pieces. I don't know how much I remember. Just because I was happy.
That's wonderful. Very nice.
Very nice. Can I ask you, what's your connection with the ship?
I went...
Big night, Seaport Museum. But William Francis Gibbs grew up in Philadelphia. He grew up surrounded by the Philadelphia shipyards, Cramps, New York Ship, Navy Yard, and so on. And where that led is to this pretty amazing ship. So there is a nice solid connection between the designer of the United States and the city of Philadelphia. It's not just that the ship happened to sit downriver here since 1996, though I'm very happy that it has.
It's been such a pleasure and such an honor to partner with the Independence Seaport Museum on this exhibition. It's just been terrific to work with such a fabulous team. And of course, there are so many people to thank, and just looking around, I can't list all of the names, but of course, so many of you are here and have come from as far away as California and Madrid, Spain, and it's just really, really fabulous that everyone is here to celebrate this exhibition. And of course,
the Drexel University Digital Media Department worked on a project that is, I think, extraordinary and the sign of the future. Using gaming technology, they have developed a program that will allow you to basically go back in history and walk through, do a virtual walkthrough of the ship. This is going to be developed more and more, and this sort of technology is quite expensive now, but when we do a design center, it very much has to be part of that so that we can give the experience. Digital heritage media is what is in, and that is how we will hold on to our history. Thanks very much.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to see so many people here. You have on your doorstep an extraordinary object, and fate of that object, realistically remains to be seen. But imagine if it was given new life, and imagine if that beautiful thing was a reminder of not only days gone by, but possibilities that may not always seem apparent to us as we get lost in the complexity of modern life, and so much of which seems to make less and less sense. One of the great things about being on the SS United States is every bit of it makes sense. And, for no other reason, I think you'd want to keep something like that alive and healthy and accessible to all ages, because it's great to know that logic still lives. And one of the great things about Gibbs was, that self-educated man took advantage of his own particular genius, his own brilliance. He knew everything he needed to know to create a perfect ship. The fact that it's still here is remarkable. So it's a symbol of things, but it's also an actual reminder of the results of passion, knowledge, imagination. And I think it's one of those things that if people, young and old, get enough of a chance, enough of an opportunity to experience, it's a passion that will be shared. If you're with me, help. Thank you very much, Susan.
the Conservancy is marking its 10-year anniversary. Yes, that deserves applause. So we've been at this for a full decade, and it's only thanks to so many of you in this room that we've reached this point. Of course, as you all know, thanks to Jerry Lenfest's extraordinary generosity, yes, the Conservancy was able to take title to the SS United States in February of 2011. And at that point, we definitely saved America's flagship from certain scrapping. As Jerry said then,
she's worth keeping, she's worth saving. If you look at her, at least from a distance, she's still the most majestic and beautiful ship afloat.
When the Conservancy purchased the ship, she was only granted a stay of execution. We've been working hard to find investors with the money, developers with the vision, and most crucially, as the real estate agents like to say, location, 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 a permanent spot that it makes sense for her to be. Dan McSweeney, my colleague who is here, and his team have reviewed dozens of proposals and conferred with hundreds of potential partners, but so far, no deal is yet in hand. And we've essentially reached a last call situation. The first time I stepped on foot of the ship was in Philadelphia here in 2001. And I remember thinking that my grandfather's ship just seemed so dark and so lonely and so forgotten. And I just wanted the ship to be filled up again with happy people, like ships should be, waving and celebrating. And I just wanted the ship to be full of life. And looking around this room tonight, my wish has partly been granted, because here you are. You haven't forgotten about the ship. You've come here in the cold, and you're celebrating her. She's been remembered. Judge Thomas Watkins was here earlier, but I think he had to leave, but I feel compelled to just say words that he said when the Conservancy took title to the vessel.
She is the living symbol of the very concept of these United States. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from the French. The Alamo was one from Mexico. The Liberty Bell was cast in England. But this great lady combines the meaning of all those monuments, but designed and built in America by Americans, a traveling statement of our values and what those values can achieve.
So I guess I will close, as you can imagine I will, with an unabashed appeal for support. When David Macaulay's book comes out next year, when it hits the stands, we really want this ship to still be with us. Save our ship, and thank you so much for coming tonight.